Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Trevor. Really grateful to have you here today. And in today's video, I'm just going to be taking a look at my weekly rotation for the last week, January 9th through the 15th, 2023. Kind of getting the year started a little bit. So without further ado, just going to get right into the list. So Monday, it was nice, bright, and sunny. About 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and it was a short day at work for me. We were closing the restaurant down a little bit early because we were having our Christmas party later on in the day. I know it was January 9th and we're past Christmas, but the restaurant held the Christmas party a little bit after the holiday season, just so that way people could get in from out of town from visiting family and kind of get all of their own Christmas stuff out of the way. So we're closing at like 4 p.m. that day. Usually I work until 8 or 9. So we had an early day, and I was gearing up. Me and my wife decided that we were not going to go to the Christmas party, however, because we don't get a lot of alone time together. So instead we plan to go out to a nice restaurant and have my dad watch the baby for a little while, and we can get a little date night in. So I started the day off that morning shift at work with Rojas Mustache Eau de Parfum. I was planning on wearing this for our date later that evening when I went out with my wife. So on the day side of the shift, like I said, it was very bright and sunny, and I just feel like even though this is a rather deep, rich, spicy sort of fragrance for like a date night, which is where I was planning on wearing it that evening, there's like some pink pepper and some mandarin in here that kind of brighten it up too, and I think it works very well for a bright, sunny winter morning. Didn't have any snow kind of reflecting that bright sun back at me that day, but just the nice kind of freshness from the pink pepper and the orange in here just made this feel very jubilant and just kind of happy-go-lucky sort of day at work for me that day. However, I didn't end up wearing this to the restaurant later that night. So I got home, showered up, was getting ready, getting my clothes on, and we're getting ready to head out to the restaurant, and my wife came out from getting herself kind of put together, and she was wearing Chanel Mademoiselle, and I just thought she smelled so good I wanted to match her on our date going out. So instead of wearing this for the date night, which was what my intentions were earlier that day, I ended up grabbing for this one, and this is Chanel Platinum Egoiste. So I ended up wearing this one out to the restaurant. I was feeling nice and kind of fresh, clean out of the shower when I was getting ready to head out. And this just classic shaving foam barbershop style fragrance, just one of the best in that kind of category of shaving foam. So I ended up wearing this one out. Felt really nice, clean, elegant, perfect to match the atmosphere for the restaurant we were at. Kind of old school wooden decor on the interior at the place we went and dined at, so this was a perfect match for the atmosphere. So Monday I had two fragrances, Mustache Eau de Parfum and Chanel Platinum Egoiste. Alright, moving on to Tuesday. So Tuesday the sun kind of went away a bit. It was cloudy. Throughout the whole week it was kind of alternating between cloudy and sunny, hanging right around the 30 to 45 degree Fahrenheit temperature range. But so Tuesday I went ahead and reached for Prada L'Homme Intense. Again, so I think Prada brought this one back from discontinuation. I actually bought a backup bottle off of Prada's official website about a week ago. So I've been working this one back into my rotation now that I can spray it with a clear conscience, knowing that I'm not going to be deplenishing my only reserves of this one. But yeah, just an incredible, nice, pleasant wear. Tuesday, I was working late, so was there day side, so the soapy kind of Prada freshness from the iris in here made it great for the day side of the shift, and then the dark sort of leather amber patchouli in here added some sweetness and some edge to it that was perfect for later on in the shift at night. So that was Tuesday, Prada L'Homme Intense. Wednesday is the day where I start my shift at night, so I go in at 4 and I work until like 9 or 10. So I went for something a little bit more dark. It was cloudy again, but the temperature was up. It was about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So this one is nice, dark, and fresh at the same time, harkening back a little bit to some more mature, old school style, but modernized in a completely elegant way. This is Dior Sauvage Elixir. Only one this week in the rotation that I got a compliment, but I got 2 compliments from some of the servers at work. They actually complimented somebody that was standing kind of next to them because they caught the sillage of this and they thought it was somebody else wearing it, even though I had walked a fair bit away. So amazing fragrance, excellent sillage, projection, probably like my #1 compliment getter in my collection now. It was kind of trailing behind Colors Man Black from the House of Benetton for a while, but now that I've had this one for longer, it's crept up and become my most complimented fragrance in my collection. Really do love this stuff. Yeah, it was a little bit spicy and kind of off-putting on my first impressions when I got this off of skin, but as I've worn it and gotten to smell it more in the air, it's slowly becoming one of my favorites in my collection. So that's Dior Sauvage Elixir for Wednesday. Thursday, went ahead and went with Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Signature. It was sunny again, still right around the 30 to 40 degree Fahrenheit kind of weather. I start the shift early at like 9 a.m. and help prep the restaurant on Thursdays and Fridays. So this one was a nice, pleasant, kind of easy signature style wear for the cold weather. A little bit of like a leathery vanilla ice cream is what I get out of this one. Not so much the tiramisu that you get out of the regular Uomo. But yeah, this one just has a nice, clean, sort of leathery texture to it. The leather in here is more of like a textural feel than it is like a scent profile like you would get in Tom Ford's ombre leather. But just incredible wear for that day. I was picking up nice wafts of it around as the wind was blowing when I was out delivering. Just one of my easy grab go-to fragrances for the cold weather. This is Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo Signature. Perfumer is Alberto Morias. Definitely recommend picking this one up. So that was Thursday, Uomo Signature. Friday. So Friday, I actually got this one in the mail Thursday night. I had seen that they're discontinuing it in America. You can no longer find this on Dior's official website. So I previously only owned Dior Homme Original and Dior Homme Parfum. I had not gotten a bottle of Dior Homme Intense, but I had this one arrive in the mail Thursday night, so I decided to wear it Friday morning. Like I said, this is discontinued or unavailable on Dior's official website. Somebody, I think maybe RX Fragrances is the name of the channel, they did a bit where they called in to the Dior's hotline and asked them if it was being discontinued, and they confirmed that it was no longer going to be sold in the US. I don't know if they still have it in Europe, but definitely worth getting yourself a bottle of this before the stock begins to dry up completely. I was a little bit, well, first of all, great wearing. Like, obviously this Dior Homme DNA is something that is a classic in the fragrance community. This is why you had like the Givenchy Gentleman line, the Valentino Uomo line kind of riffing off of this because it's so magical in some sense, the original sort of male iris fragrance. So this was an incredible wear. I will say I was a little bit, I don't want to say disappointed, but having had Dior Homme Parfum, this is definitely a more intense version of Dior Homme Original, but Dior Homme Parfum just is something next level compared to this in the original. So if you don't have one of these yet and you are looking to acquire one, I think Dior Homme Parfum is very difficult to find, but it's the #1 I would recommend trying to get a hold of out of this line. But otherwise, definitely go ahead and try to get a bottle of Dior Homme Intense for yourself before the stock completely dries up. I don't know if they're going to re-release it as Dior Homme Original Intense, just because of the way that they've got Dior Homme 2020 in the lineup right now, but incredible wear Friday, Dior Homme Intense, classic fragrance. So then Saturday and Sunday, the weekend really dropped down. We were getting into the sort of low 20 degree weather. I think we got a little bit of sprinkling of snow, but it didn't end up sticking on the ground or anything. But decided to go with something a little bit more sweet, a little bit more smoky than what I had going on. Kind of like a clean lineup for during the week. So Saturday I went with Mercedes-Benz Club Black. So this one was obviously one of my go-to cheapies, or I got this for a cheapie price. I think you can still find it at Joma Shop right now for under 40 bucks. I would check that out. But Mercedes-Benz Club Black, beautiful kind of, I feel like this is the better version of a smoky, incensey vanilla as opposed to Bentley for Men Intense. This still has a slight boozy aspect to it, even though there's no boozy notes listed in the note breakdown. The vanilla in here just kind of gives off a little bit of a fermented kind of sweetness. And then the smoky incense really shined, at least for me, recently in a way that is not as like suffocating as maybe Bentley for Men Intense. So beautiful, just nice, smoky vanilla. Olivier Cresp, so you got a really great perfumer on this one as well. I really enjoy the bottle too. I think this is rather an elegant, kind of sleek design. But yeah, so Saturday was a Mercedes-Benz Club Black. And then finally for Sunday, I actually wore this fragrance because I wanted to kind of test it out a little bit. I've worn it some before, but I wanted to I was doing a top 10 formal under 50 fragrance list. And this one was a contender for that list, but didn't end up making the cut or the honorable mentions list. It fit the note profile that I was looking for that list, just kind of something a little bit more refined, mature, inclining towards woodiness, maybe some green fougere style accents, as well as a slight boozy twist. But after wearing it throughout the day that day, I decided that it was a little bit more casually inclined. I think something better suited for maybe like card night out with the guys or something of that nature, maybe going out to a bar. But really enjoyable casual day sort of fragrance for me nonetheless, and that was Drakkar Intense. So not a flanker to Drakkar Noir. This is a flanker to the original Drakkar, which is a discontinued fragrance. So the similitude between this and Drakkar Noir is not really there. But yeah, it's like a really nice sort of powdery green fougere style base with a little bit of an absinthe note, which is also sort of like a greenish boozy accord. I think that might even be coming from wormwood, which is the herbal note in here that I think is being used to acquire the absinthe accord. But yeah, I mean, this is just I guess the quality or the powderiness in this made it so that way I didn't want to use it for a black tie event, which I feel for me is something that's a little bit more clean, polished, like a polished wood. Whereas like the powderiness in here just kind of made it a little bit more casual feeling for me. But really enjoyed wearing it as a casual day fragrance. On Sunday I went and hung out with my dad and my brother for a little bit. We did end up playing cards. So that was Drakkar Intense for Sunday. Alright, so that is my lineup for the week of the 9th through the 15th of January 2023. Getting my year started off on a right foot. Really pleasurable lineup for me this week. Let me know what your lineup looked like in the comment section down below. Let me know if you've got any further information on Dior Homme Intense being discontinued, and whether or not you can still get this on Dior's website in Europe. It's not available here on the US Dior website here in the States. So definitely I might do another like breaking news video to kind of update on this fragrance line being discontinued. But nonetheless, I appreciate you sticking with me to the end of this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.